All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 118. Today on the show, Ron DeSantis lost the internet, and we helped. Then, things continue to escalate between Israel and Hamas. We'll tell you why it's smart to stay out of it. Then, everyone is waking up to what really happened with George Floyd's death. We're going to tell you about that and how it plays in the 2024 election. And last but not least, in Cringe of the Week, old people are up to some weird stuff on social media, and we're going to show you some of the worst offenders. All this and more, it's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 118, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
It's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Grab.
All right, one for one on the intro, as always. Guys, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Allegiance Gold. As a lot of you know, we are teetering on the brink of an economic meltdown that's threatening to wash away your savings and retirement. Inflation has surged to levels unseen in 40 years, prices are spiraling out of control, our money buys less and less, and Americans are incurring more debt just to stay afloat. Gasoline prices are spiking and your monthly bills are escalating. This is what inflation is, that silent evil force that eats away your wallet and purchasing power. Basic necessities are now unattainable luxuries, and when prices spiral out of control, they not only disrupt your ability to live day to day, they also jeopardize your savings and retirement. You can't let this happen. Protect your retirement with gold. Gold is the smartest and most responsible investment you can make for you and your family. It's a safe haven asset that protects your purchasing power and your wallet from inflation. It's just financially smart for all of us to diversify our retirement accounts with gold and protect what we've worked so hard for. When it comes to protecting your IRA or 401k, I would only trust the best, my friends at Allegiance Gold. Get up to $5,000 in free silver on qualifying purchases when you visit protectwithfleccas.com today or give them a call at 844-4FLECCA. That's 844-435-3222. Now let's get into housekeeping. All right, thank you to Allegiance Gold for sponsoring.
Thank you, Allegiance Gold.
It's always good to have physical gold and silver, especially with the way things are going. Guys, we have a very good episode this week.
You don't hype it. Don't hype it.
I'm
Just
hyping
deliver it.
I'm hyping it, and we're going to deliver. The last few episodes I felt weren't our best. This one is going to be the best one yet.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's start off. DeSantis lost the online war. Can you read that headline?
Yeah, the New York Times published this, I think, over the weekend, how Ron DeSantis lost the internet. The GOP contenders campaign tried to take on Donald Trump's online army. Now it just wants to end the meme wars.
Frontliners reporting for duty, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Feels good. It feels good. It feels good to add a scalp to the wall.
Yeah.
I
actually don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, DeSantis, where we had to kill, it's like fighting the Civil War and your brother's on the north and you're in the south.
We had to do what we had to do.
Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't have run, Ron.
Yeah. You made a big mistake. You should have asked us what to do. We would have told you. Now we have to add you to the scalp wall. On our scalp wall, we have the handcuffs that were used to arrest the luggage twink.
Yeah.
And we also have the rhinoceros with the eye patch.
Yeah, and then now we have some boots that are stapled to the wall with really high heels.
Now we're going to add the high heel boots to the wall as well. Ron DeSantis' secret weapon was Christina Pushaw, Deep State Christina.
Yeah, it went from the secret weapon to the heel that's ruined your whole campaign. The DeSantis secret weapon that Democrats and Trump should fear, published on December 10th, 2022.
So that's Christina Pushaw.
That's like a freezing cold take now. It's bad.
That one did not age well. I was going to make a joke that Christina Pushaw looks like Jack Nicklaus as the Joker, but I decided not to because it's not really right to make fun of a woman for her looks.
Yeah.
And the same goes for the Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
So we're not going to...
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. It's low class. But for real, is Ron DeSantis done?
No, right?
Do you think he's done with politics after he finishes out his governor term?
I mean, Ron DeSantis has been in politics basically his whole adult life since the military, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't think he's done. I think he's hungry for more. But
do you think he can recover from how bad he's gone?
If he bends the knee a little bit and
starts apologizing, fires Christina Pushaw.
Yeah, fire Christina Pushaw. Do some begging, some light begging to the right people, not in public, of course. Don't
come out barefoot and be like, "I'm 5'4.5."
Yeah,
I played shortstop at Yale. I'm 5'4.5."
I don't know, like a position in a Trump admin pending a Trump win, that type of thing. I don't know.
All right,
there's a path, but it's going to be longer and harder than if he just stayed in the wings and was doing good governor shit, because he's the best governor. He's the best governor.
That's true. He had some stuff going for him. I think there is a road to redemption, but it is an uphill climb.
Yeah,
that's for sure. All right, let's move on. Lots of people talking about George Floyd's death again. Mm-hmm. People are starting to see what show watchers already knew. If you guys are show watchers, you know what we've been saying for a long time.
Yeah.
That his death wasn't actually caused by Derek Chauvin. George Floyd killed himself.
Yeah. With fentanyl.
Yeah, exactly. Just to remind everybody, George Floyd had almost 3 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. He ate that fentanyl on camera before being restrained. He was also saying, "I can't breathe," before going down to the ground. And last but not least, the knee on the back was police protocol.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the facts of the case. And, but the cause of death, all it takes, you can ignore all that, and all you got to do is get the coroner to go, cause of death, bloop, bloop, bloop. Whatever I say, I'm ignoring all that shit. And cause of death, restrained by police, blah, blah, blah. Then you get 9 Muppets in the jury who all kind of ignore protocol as well. You convict a man who is one of the most famously imprisoned people on earth, and he's working his way up to the Supreme Court right now. So
yeah, and when that appeal gets brought, I think they're going to let Derek Chauvin off, rightfully so. I think it's going to happen right before the election, and I think that is going to end in shit really popping off. Yeah. Racial tensions will be higher than ever. Anti-white crimes and violence will be higher than ever. And I think it's going to get really ugly.
They're already very high, extremely high.
It's going to keep going, and it's going to be uglier than ever. And I think, here's my little 2024 parlay. I've said this in the show before. I think Michelle Obama, after the chaos, is going to announce she's running. Joe Biden's going to step down and say it's time for a woman of color to head this ship. And I think she's going to run in 24 off of all this action.
And then another thing, the black people in general just being like, man, some big racial shit always happens every 4 years. This is crazy. It's like clockwork.
Hopefully they notice.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
It's like, someone's trying to rile us up every election. I'm pretty riled.
Yeah.
I got to vote Democrat, but damn.
It keeps working.
And then something to think about, too. You know how everyone was pretending George Floyd was a great guy?
Yeah,
he was
of course.
A good guy.
Well, that's part of it. You have to immortalize him. You have to pretend.
So they pretend George Floyd was a good guy, even though he was the bad guy. And then we're pretending Derek Chauvin was the bad guy, even though he's the good guy. Is there a chance Derek Chauvin's not even a bad dude?
Oh, I don't think he is. And also, imagine a world where he just kind of like let George Floyd sit in the back of the police car, and he didn't bring him out to give him air and then do the thing, the little knee on the back, which is protocol. There's a whole different timeline where George Floyd just peacefully died in the back of a police car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like, what happened? I don't know.
He was on a bunch of drugs. He ate them. Here he is eating them.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Make sure you guys use this opportunity to tickle the post. Help us juice the algo. You've been so good about that. Leave us a comment. Leave us a comment again. And then whatever you want to talk about later in the show, leave a comment for that too. Make sure notifications are on as well.
Type in your personal sandwich of fall. This is final entry for Friday's episode where we will be making a ruling.
And also social security numbers.
Yeah, type out your social security number, no dashes, so it's easy to copy and paste into my own little hacker program thing.
And we're going to take out a mortgage.
Yep.
All right, moving on. We have some updates with Israel-Hamas. Things are obviously escalating there. Greta Thunberg posted about it, and then she had to delete it because there is a stuffed animal in the picture that people said was anti-Semitic.
Yeah, so Greta had a little stuffed animal with a frowny face. She obviously stands with Gaza, the Palestine, all that. That's what you have to do if you're Greta. You have to check every box if you want to stay Greta. And so they said that it was reminiscent of a anti-Semitic cartoon from the Hitler days, which is the Jewish octopus spreading across the globe. And then they said, oh, Greta, this little stuffed animal.
was an homage.
Yeah,
or
I don't know. A hat tip. Yeah, Greta does hat tips.
Because I guess octopuses were used to describe Jews and how they're involved all over the world. Here's the picture they said it referenced.
Yeah.
So Greta may have been doing a tongue-in-cheek anti-Semitic thing.
Or someone in the group, or
was it just an autistic stuffed animal thing? It has like a sad face and it reverses to a happy face, and it helps her show people how she's feeling.
Is that what she said? Or
well, that's what it is. That's what she said. It's a
toy helps with her autism.
Yeah.
But hey, blame it on autism.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, I'm not on Greta's side for anything, but the people who are going, that's anti-Semitism, that's this, remember the Hitler drawing? The little kid drew the Hitler thing? It's like they're examples of anti-Semitism and like hate crimes are just everyday toys and little kid drawings, and it's getting worse and worse,
Of course. And also what I've noticed with this situation was there were people taking down photos of kidnapped Israelis.
Missing posters.
Missing posters of like missing Israelis. And the pro-Palestine side was taking those down.
Some dentist in Miami got fired.
Yeah.
Like, there was a couple other ones, yeah.
And it's interesting that they do that because those were the same people that were telling us that those Trump supporters in Charlottesville yelling, Jews will not replace us, were like the worst people of all time and like irredeemably anti-Semitic. But then there's a missing Israeli person, and then they're taking those posters down, which is like, isn't that way worse? It's
than some words or something, I guess. Well, I actually kind of had a weird thought on that. Like, obviously, we caught you. You're ripping down the missing Israeli poster, but it's like, what is a missing Israeli poster doing in like some random town in Massachusetts? Like, I get it. So then it's not to find someone. It's to raise awareness, right?
Well, yeah, well.
Or whatever. And then it's like, then this other side, we already know the Palestinian types are storming every city that they can. And so it's like the other side is going to take it down. It's like an information propaganda war. So it's like you're not actually insulting the individual missing person. It's just two sides doing their propaganda war. It's not that crazy. It's not like you just insulted and stepped on the graves of 1,000 people. It's like, no, both sides are going to do their
That's what it is.
Back and forth.
So when it comes to that, I think that there's the idea that like, oh, we posted the poster and that's going to help raise awareness because this person's missing. But in reality, it's just bait. They're just posting that poster so a pro-Palestinian side can come and tear it down, and then they'll go, "You tore that down. You're blah blah blah."
I was filming you.
So it's all fake. It's all bait. I'm less engaged in this conflict than ever. I'm obviously paying attention to it.
Yeah, me too.
But there's no correct side. Obviously, innocent people are dying on both sides, and that's what we are against. I don't want anyone innocent to die. I think it's very sad when people die. But in reality, it's kind of like, oh, who are you rooting for? The Harlem Globetrotters or the other team? And, at the end of the day, it's just a big show.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. It's not what it is. It's a big show. And there are some questions that need to be asked that I think are important.
Okay.
Like, where did Hamas come from? Who created Hamas? Who created ISIS? Because then I'm looking into this whole situation with a controlled opposition angle to it. And that's what makes me really not want to get involved.
Yeah.
Because controlled opposition is something that happens throughout history. We've seen it a million times. And then when you look into where these groups came from, I don't want to say who, but it starts with the letter C.
Yeah, and it's three letters, right?
It ends in A.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you're looking at it and everyone can say, oh, you're being insensitive. There's people who are dead. There's dead kids. We're not being sensitive to that. That's sad, and I don't want people to die. But there is a controlled opposition aspect here, which I think makes the whole situation disqualifying. I don't want to pay attention to it. It's all deep state shit, and it has been for a long time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of destabilizing going on in that area, and the groups that are doing the destabilizing take pictures with John McCain and Lindsey Graham a few years ago. So I don't really want to know what's actually going on.
So true.
Yeah. And then if it's going to end up being a full war, is what, Gen Z going to get drafted?
No.
Let's see what Gen Z's up to.
Everybody's saying Gen Z is going to get drafted. Like, no, the fuck we're not. And you know why I know that? Because we're just going to say no. Like, how are they going to actually force us to get up and go to war? I understand it was like that in, like, the 1940s. What else is there to do in 1940 besides shoot people? We have things to do nowadays. We have twerk, be bisexual, eat hot chip, lie. And we're also, like, really mentally ill. I have, like, 6 of these. what makes you think I'm qualified to have a gun? Like, within 600 feet of anybody, including myself. And finally, like, guns are, like, so tacky. Like, can you imagine just, like, pulling up with a gun? Like, that is so fucking embarrassing.
So, like, if there's a draft, I just think even if Gen Z is drafted, they're just not going to go. They're not going to show up.
Yeah, I believe him. I believe him.
I believe him, too.
That certain type of mentally ill for attention kind of guy who just has general anxiety and as many pills as he wants. Like,
yeah,
that's, you know how Gen Z is.
Yeah, exactly. And people aren't realizing how things were a few years ago with Trump versus how things are now. And they didn't realize that there was like basically more towards world peace than it is now by a lot.
Of course. I mean,
and there was a girl who was posting about it, how Joe Biden's a genocider, but you still need to vote for Joe Biden.
I just want to say something, okay? What is going on right now, what we are seeing happening on the internet, people condemning the actions of Genocide Joe, it's great and it's important and it needs to happen, but Project 2025 is very real, and I hate to say it, but we're stuck in a lesser of two evils situation. Y'all cannot go out and vote for Donald fucking Trump, okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Because
so vote for Genocide Joe. She calls him Genocide Joe and then says vote for him. All right,
I was talking to a medic Sisyphus about this, and he was saying how like the people who are dying are so far away that like this person's feelings are more important than like actually dead people.
Yeah.
So like how this person feels about Trump is so much more real than like thousands
that's
of people.
tangible. That she got angry this morning. She can chew on it, you know.
Yeah, and then there was a call to action, I think in England, like a pro-Palestinian rally in England, and then some English chaps brought the St. George Cross flag, which is like an old military flag.
Crusades. It's like for the Crusades, yeah.
Like the Christian flag, and here's what the police said to them.
So you can hear me, all right? For the moment, anything racist or even close to racism is said, all right? Hang on, no, let me finish. All right? For the moment, anything gets anything close to that, all right? People are going to start getting arrested.
So anything close.
Anything close to racism, you're going to start getting arrested because you have a flag here that disagrees with Palestinians.
And they might get mad about it, and their feelings are more important than your heritage.
Yeah, and I know your great-grandfather fought in World War II in the Royal Air Force, but, you know, it's their time now.
Yeah, these guys are here, and they'll get pissed really easily.
Yeah, they snap, Tommy. Mohammed, he can snap, Tommy. I just want to let you know that.
And we don't want you to get in trouble.
So you'll get arrested.
There was also a protest in the U.S., I think it was in Portland, where this guy was like stuck in traffic, and then people started hitting his car, and then he kind of sped away. Here it is.
Not just people, like a city council member, Zach Metzger, is the one filming this.
He's not going nowhere now.
He's just some old man.
He's not going nowhere now.
Who's scared.
Hold up.
And watched his country get undercut from him.
He's not going nowhere now. He's not going nowhere now. Hey, watch out!
Keep it going.
Yeah, he drove through the parade.
It says, find this man. Because he's white and he's old.
Motherfucker just ran.
So it's got to find this man.
Yeah.
And that's a city council member?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. They're hunting these people down for going to the protest.
Or he's a city council candidate. He's running. So I guess, I don't know.
And so all the old man did was get stuck in the parade. People started jumping on his car, and he drove away fast. And now they got to go find this man, hunt him down.
Yeah, kill him.
All right, moving on.
It's not his country anymore, right?
Yeah.
And that it's about sending that message. So.
Yeah, exactly. Any heritage or lineage you have that goes deep in history.
Any blood, sweat, or tears you shed for this country, that's out. It's the imported light brown people's country now.
Yeah, it's everybody else's country. Moving on, there's a dumbing down of academia section that we have here.
Just a couple quick hits. This was, I think, late last week. The LSAT just announced that the logic games analytical reasoning section will be eliminated from the LSAT. So it will be replaced with a second scored logical reasoning section. Scoring stays the same. More to come soon. So, anytime you see something drastically change or some scoring drastically change, think that white and Asian people are doing too good at it. That's my general vibe. That's my general rule. I haven't really been wrong yet.
White folks are the only ones doing good at logic, and
Yeah.
Asian people.
Here's another headline from Oregon. It says, Oregon again says students don't need to prove mastery of reading, writing, or math to graduate, citing harm to students of color.
So it's making people feel bad if they can't read and write as good as everyone else. So they're
Yeah.
going to get rid of it entirely.
Yeah, they won't have to prove basic mastery of reading. I don't know. I thought that was kind of the bare minimum, but the dumbing down continues. These are just some quick headlines. They're not necessarily like enough to dedicate our whole lives to, but
just wanted to let everyone know.
yeah.
Moving on, in other news, did you hear what happened?
No, what?
Well, apparently, O-Block J-Hood told a story about PETERSBURG allegedly choking out Chief Keef and throwing him in the dumpster.
What?
Allegedly.
So O-Block J-Hood, he told a story about it.
Yeah.
And he told that to THF Brubra?
I think it was about THF Brubra.
Oh, about THF Brubra.
How he allegedly choked out Chief Keef and then threw him in the dumpster.
Damn.
Not
Urban
good.
headlines are busy this week.
Yeah.
That's going to cause, I think that's kind of bigger than the Israel section. Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about that more?
I don't fully know what's going on, but if there were humans involved, I hope everyone's okay.
Yeah, I hope everyone, choking him out and throwing him in the dumpster, I think Chief Keef survived, so THF Brubra, head on a swivel out there, Brubra.
And then the other guy, too.
Yeah.
Hope you're okay.
O-Block J-Hood.
Whichever, I don't know if you're O-Block or J-Hood or O-Block J-Hood, hope that individual is fine as well.
Yeah.
All right, the put him in the coffin guy. Remember him?
I had to be reminded of him.
So we'll play his content for you. This guy invented the phrase "put him in a coffin," and then
where he ruins society.
Yeah.
He was one of the early ruiners of society with no shame.
Yep, running over a police car.
Jump on a car, yeah.
He jumps in the produce section.
Mm-hmm. Stand-up guy. Stand-up guy.
So
he ruined not thousands, but a lot of retail setups.
Yeah, for sure. So the put him in the coffin guy is now in a coffin himself.
Wow, he was my age.
Sad.
1990 birth year, meme personality, Mr. Put Him in a Coffin, dead. Dead as a doornail. And they put him in the picture with Robin Williams, Harambe, Elvis. Yeah, he's right up there. He was right up there, guys. That public nuisance guy who was hot in 2016.
All right, we got to move on. 100 hottest women. They announced the 100 hottest women.
Yeah.
And look who's on the list.
Danny Laidley, a biological male, a.k.a. Mr. Strongjaw. Danny was just added to the hottest 100 women list by Maxim magazine. So Maxim wants to be bye-bye. Maxim wants to go away. They want to write off. They want to draw down. Whoever owns Maxim wants to be able to write them off soon, I guess.
Yeah, so this guy, Danny, is just slightly hotter than Emma Watson, apparently.
Yo, Danny with an I.
Yeah.
So it's not, if it was D-A-N-N-Y, that would be a man. But he changed it to an I, and now he's a Maxim hottest 100.
Now he's cute.
So what number was he? Do you know?
I think he's towards the end.
93, 94?
I'm assuming.
They can't put him at 100.
Because
that would be embarrassing. It's so they have to put him ahead of seven of the hottest 100 women on Earth. They have to put this guy in front of.
They have to put him between 86 and 94.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot.
That's
exactly.
the sweet spot for someone like that.
Can't even do 99 because that's a little too disrespectful for your virtue.
Yeah.
So
speaking of companies that want to go bye-bye, Target.
Yeah.
At it again.
Target had it again with a trans nutcracker that they're selling for, let's see how overpriced it is, $12.
And that's not an irony joke either of a trans person cracking nuts. That's just a trans opportunity to have a flag for a trans thing.
Yeah.
And I hate Target, as you guys know. I feel like every time I go in there, I feel sick because it's all cheap plastic from China. The whole store is just cheap Chinese plastic remelted in different products that you don't really even need.
Yeah, and which is the Walmart model. It's the exact same model, but Target kind of is trying to attempt to do this arbitrage where, well, our cheap Chinese plastic from the same exact manufacturers that Walmart uses is a little higher end. And that's kind of the psyop. They want you to feel good about spending $300 at Target, whereas Walmart feels low class. But it's the same products for the most part. Yeah. It's all imported from China, as cheap as it can get, sold to you at an insane markup, and, life goes on in America.
Yeah, and it's crap. And the stock price has gone down. I think some of it has to do with people deliberately not shopping there anymore, but also I think no one has money.
Target is down 34% in the last 6 months, and I think it's a huge indictment of the middle class's
lack of money.
Excess spending ability. Yeah. And so it's like all the data's there and, my insurance went up, my this went up, my that went up. All these base costs. Gas is more expensive than ever. These things that are fixed cost and inelastic demand, that eats up all your shit, and then you don't spend $400 at Target anymore.
Yeah.
You shop a little cheaper, so.
Exactly. All right, we got to move on.
Good short for anybody who played this.
Yeah. We played it, kind of.
Yeah, we got out, though, too soon.
I got out too soon.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of trans shit, you know what I was thinking about?
What?
It's pretty sweet when a female-to-male trans person, pops the shirt at the pool.
Yeah.
Because then you're seeing a chick's nips for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm a guy. Oh,
hell yeah, brother.
I'm a guy now. And it's
saw your nips, caught you.
Saw your nips, saw girl nips for
that
free.
Little mustache you got doesn't, still girl nips.
All right, we have to get through this. We're almost done with housekeeping. A full page left, but some guys have an eyeliner look.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Of course. The guy from Batman.
The mayor from Batman is one, and also the quarterback for the Saints is the other.
Derek Carr. It might be Derek.
They look like they have eyeliner on.
David Carr, maybe. There's a certain type of guy.
And I don't know if they're putting eyeliner on and that's the look, or if they got something going on with their eyes. But there's a certain type of look that some guys have, and it looks like they're wearing eyeliner.
Yeah. What's up with that? We need answers.
We do need answers. The mayor from Batman is a good one, especially.
Yeah.
So, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I don't know. Or explain it to us. And also, people in Afghanistan have that.
Yeah.
Afghans.
They like it.
But they're not putting on anything. They're not putting on makeup.
They might be putting on a little makeup.
All right. We got to get to the bottom of that, though.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. We're into other parts of housekeeping. Remember the other night when I was telling you how...
the men come in your room?
Yeah.
I remember you telling me. Yeah, I do.
So there's this thing that happens to me when I'm asleep and I wake up in the middle of the night and then I look around my room and I see these guys scurrying away. Mm-hmm. Where they kind of see me wake up and they go whoop and they get back and then there's this cloud that's like a shadow almost that they can kind of hide behind.
Okay.
And then I wake up and then it goes like that to the corners of the room and then my room's back to normal.
Yeah.
But it's I wake up for a second and there's a cloud and there's people working on me and doing stuff. And then I go, oh, am I waking up? What's going on? And by the time I'm fully awake, the cloud just goes to the corners and everything's back to normal.
Okay, yeah.
But something's going on and I'm close to catching them.
Yeah. We should tell that to a doctor. We should tell that to a doctor and maybe put you on a psychiatric hold for not too long. Not 48 hours.
Couple days.
Check yourself in, check you out. Yeah, that's psychosis, buddy, that you're describing.
Yeah, I'm close to getting them, and I'm glad you agree. Yeah. All right, last clip of housekeeping, the grilled soap lady.
Yeah, this is a life hack, I guess.
Dial soap. Perfectly melted. Quickly putting it into a glass bowl. We're gonna add some purple to this.
I'm so confused about what you're making.
We're gonna add just a little bit of water.
Smart.
Just that much. And we're just gonna keep this on a low setting. We have a glove and we're just putting this in. Make sure that it's on there pretty taut. We're taking this soap and we're putting it into the glove. You're just gonna squeeze those into the fingers. Just like that. You're just gonna take one of these squeegees, but you want this side on the end. So you're gonna push this down. Now we're gonna let it sit until it hardens. It has hardened fully. I'm just going to cut that latex glove. Look at how smooth that's coming off. And it looks just like this. So do you know what it does yet? So you just put this right next to your sink. And when you're washing your hands, so you just go like this. And it's a fun way for your kids to wash their hands every day because they get to shake a hand.
Yeah. That's fun for kids.
Are these guys doing a bit? Is this like a bit?
I don't know. Kids love shaking hands.
Kids love soaping their hands.
Kids don't even look at you in the eye when you talk to them.
Yeah.
They love shaking hands, though.
Yeah. They love Paw Patrol.
But
Make
this
it
is
Paw
more fun.
Patrol. I don't know what to tell you.
This is more fun. And then every time you eat steak, it tastes like an Irish Spring. Yeah.
Smart.
It has a little bit of a soap to it. All right. Well, that's the end of housekeeping. We are moving on to Cringe of the Week. But before we do, guys, I have an important message for you. As you know, we are moving into the final push before the 2024 election. And if you guys like the show, we need your support to ensure that Fleccas Talks the podcast can continue to exist as we come into the most important election in American history. Please sign up for Bonus Land today over at FleccasTalks.com. or Fleccas Talks, the podcast as you know it, will go away. FleccasTalks.com is the website. That's where you sign up. Bonus land happens after every episode. We give you guys a 30-minute bonus land after every episode. And after the free month, it ends up being like $5 a month. Everyone pisses away $5 a month on something, whether it be Hulu or Netflix or Amazon or tipping Uber Eats people. Let's give $5 to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, so we can keep doing what we're doing and we don't lose any steam coming into the election. Because our show is important. Do you agree, Richard?
I do.
And we can't do it without support from you guys. So if you've been on the fence and wondering, should I join FleccasTalks.com? Should I join Bonusland and be a part of the community and hang out in the Discord? I think the answer is yes. Now is the time. We need it more than ever. We give you guys 4 hours of exclusive content every month, 30-minute bonus lands after every episode. Today on the show, we're talking about election fraud. We're talking about a streamer that said the N-word. A little kid's a rapper in the hood, and he's rapping really bad stuff. There's some twink art and a really interesting clip where a woman is accused of stealing, and you won't believe what her excuse is.
She was digging around somewhere.
She was digging around somewhere gross. So FleccasTalks.com is the website. Sign up today and join the other people who have joined and became members and supporters, and ensure that this show can continue to exist as it is. We can't do it without your guys' support, so please sign up today. All right. We have some good clips in Cringe of the Week. The fat women on the beach. Let's start with that.
There she goes.
Wow.
7 of them maybe. Look at her. Oh, one's too slow. So, yeah.
There they go. And Rat Boy had a funny tweet about this. What did it say?
I said, this is how I run in a dream.
From a bad dream?
From a bad guy chasing me. Just slow motion.
Yeah, that's funny. It's a dream, and that's not how either of us obviously run in real life because those people are fatter than both of us.
Yes. Are you going to ask me?
By a lot.
Everyone's fatter than you? You don't even need to ask.
We know. Look at the video, you know.
And this is kind of like, I don't know, something I'm noticing trend-wise in the world, like on social media, everywhere. People are leaning into their extraordinary and or freakish stuff. A lot of people on social media are just some sort of version of a freak.
Yeah.
And we talked about this, how, you know, the modeling is becoming the freak show, and it's old circus time stuff. But people are doing it on their own. And like everybody who goes viral, you're either genuinely great at something and undeniable talent, or you're just an average guy, but who's a freak, kind of. And then these girls alone, they're nothing. They're just a morbidly obese woman who's very bottom heavy, pear-shaped, if you will.
Fat bottom girl.
But you get them together. You get a group of these people together, they start oiling each other's giant asses up, and they run around, start causing a scene.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're powerful.
Yeah, that's very true. A lot of people are leaning into their bad things.
I guess. I don't know.
Instead of like...
Or just monetizing it on social media somehow, I guess.
Yeah. Like the thing that they have that is not great, instead of saying, hey, this isn't great, and I'm going to work on it because I'm not a perfect person and I want to improve constantly, instead of doing that, they kind of lean into it and then they get rewarded for it on social media.
The algorithm rewards.
So the days of self-improvement are going away for a large group of people in society.
Yeah, for sure. The laws of physics, I don't know. These asses, man. Some crazy shit. And they all just start running. Like, what's the point?
What's the word for a group of hippos? Like a pride?
Yeah, there's got to be a word for it. I don't know.
That word is theirs.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. The queer Halloween person.
Yeah, let's see who this is.
Not this, but that. Here's a gender-inclusive tip. Don't be your child's first bully. If they want to dress up, whatever they want to dress up as long as it's not cultural appropriation, let them play. Remember that witches and warlocks, vampires and werewolves, princes and princesses come in all genders. Halloween and dressing up is often an opportunity for a kid to feel joy, do something fun. So if your child wants to gender bend with whatever they want to dress up for Halloween, let them play and enjoy it. Otherwise, I will find you.
Light threat at the end.
Yeah, light man threatening you.
Yeah, as long as it's not cultural appropriation, too.
So they have some rules.
Yeah, let kids be whatever they want, as long as it's not like an Indian or a cowboy.
Not a fucking Indian. You better not.
In a situation like this, it kind of goes back to our overarching theme of like, why did we start listening to kids and thinking kids know best?
Yeah. And then also this adult, period.
Yeah.
This confused man with makeup who's threatening you at the end of the video. Why are we listening to him? If you want to become a doctor and you're like a 19-year-old kid and you're in college and you're pre-med You want to learn, okay, oh, that guy's got a white coat. He's a surgeon. I'll go ask him about what it's like to be a doctor, you know?
Yeah, if you want to be dumb and retarded, I know a guy.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to be some gender freak, or if you want that for your kids, then yeah, maybe listen to this loser, this dork on social media, right?
Yeah. I used to have a phrase, only listen to who you listen to.
Yeah,
That
and
was
then
like
this
my-
guy's not on the fucking list at all, even
Definitely
close.
Not on the list at all.
But yeah, there's countless other things. Like, if you want really good food, you don't go ask the fattest guy you ask a Michelin chef, you know? And this is like, well, if you want your kid to be trans at the end of it, then sure.
Yeah.
Ask this guy.
This is who you steer it towards.
Yeah, go ahead. He's got a whole playbook. But no cultural appropriation, though. Yeah. But, like, I mean, it's just, why would you listen to this person in anything other than, like, how a man should apply makeup? And even then, it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good point.
So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Listen to the kids, whatever they want to be. And when I was 15, which is, like, close to an adult,
yeah,
I wanted a Texas Longhorn tattoo. And I would have gotten it if we found a guy to do it.
Yeah, I know.
My parents would have killed me.
It doesn't even make any sense.
And it would have been so stupid.
And you'd be paying to remove it sometime in the last 10 years. You know?
I would probably pay to remove it when I was like 18 or 19.
Yeah, what, you sobered up.
Yeah. So that's why I don't think listening to kids is ever a good idea. All right, let's move on. The Queers for Gaza person.
Yeah, let's see what else they're up to.
I keep getting comments that if I was in Gaza, I would be killed for being queer. And first off, there are queer people in Gaza, and they're being killed for being Palestinian. Secondly, I don't need to move across the ocean to experience violence for being queer. I literally had to evacuate my place 6 months ago because people were so violent and sending me death threats, literally hunting me down for being trans. This is in the United States of America. The United States of America for trans people is in stage 7 and 8. Palestine is in 9 and 10. There is a reason why the United States was the only country who vetoed a United Nations security.
We get it.
Stop yapping.
Yeah. Yes, Queen. Shout it from the rooftops.
Shout it from the rooftops, and then they dump you off.
In America.
Yeah, in America. Relax. Relax.
In Denver, shout it from the rooftops. Yeah. At least you know it's not a skit.
That's what I was saying. When someone's like this, and the voice is like this, and it's Elliot Page.
Yeah.
Little Elliot.
At least you know it's not a skit.
You know they did it. You know they really did it.
That's real. A girl wouldn't grow her mustache out like that. It's just a mentally deranged person, which is fine.
It's just a young, this looks like a young woman who took an insane amount of testosterone.
Yeah.
Like shit that you should never even do. So
we'll
see what cancers form later. But for now, he's got a message. He has a message on Palestine.
On Palestine and Gaza and Israel. We'll take advice from them.
Some doctor wrote him a testosterone prescription in 20 minutes, but he's at threat of genocide in America.
Yeah.
That's what this guy is up to, this bro.
Yeah. And what's going on with the orange blush? That could have been cute. But you botched it. Like, why does transness mean botched makeup?
It's always botched makeup. That's a tenet. It's part of their, it keeps you off balance.
Yeah.
Because you're like, makeup's supposed to look this way, but that's a little boy, man, girl with the mustache, but he's got the blush and it's all shitty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of it.
Yeah, you did shitty orange blush.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been cute.
Yeah.
I saw a saying on Twitter that was pretty applicable to this situation.
Sure.
It said, "Don't be ashamed of who you are. That's your parents' job."
Yeah.
And while that's true, there are some parents who are doing some shameful things themselves as well.
Yeah, man. This next section is, I guess, kind of like the aged out social media people.
Yeah.
Which this is not a typical cringe, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, this next section is interesting. We have 3 examples of older people doing not the best stuff on social media.
Who do you want to start with?
The dwarf how the dwarf wipes her ass.
This is a 53-year-old woman.
Yeah.
How do you wipe your ass? Imagine getting this question almost every day of your life. I got this step stool. That's how I get up onto the toilet. Let's get some toilet paper. I keep that close by. The holder is across from the toilet, but I can't reach it with my T-Rex arms. Get a big wad of toilet paper, ball it up, and I've designed these sticks. I use them for various things, light switches, pulling my pants up and down, but I use it in the bathroom. So this is what I do. Everybody get ready. Big wad of toilet paper, shove it between the bits there, get up on the edge of it, and I sit on the toilet paper. And then I scooch back and forth. Oh yeah, sometimes you gotta get all the way to the back. I happen known to have some Klingons. You gotta go deep with that. But when you're done, what's the next step? Flush in the toilet. That's right. See, it's not really that hard. Because you know what?
She uses a shit stick.
Unstoppable me.
And it says, I'm not looking for solutions from strangers.
So she's not taking tips.
She's not taking tips.
53 years old. She's set in her ways with the shit stick.
And she's using a shit stick and a squirm technique.
What if it's a really messy shit?
Well, I think if it's a messy shit, she probably just runs the bath.
Why?
Like, I'm sure, like, if she gets, like, Chipotle or, like, Top China, she probably just runs the bath before it gets there and then just eats it and then takes a bath or whatever after, I'm assuming.
Are you admitting to something with that?
I think I'm just assuming.
Yeah, run a bath. That's very standard, right?
Yeah, run a bath.
Yeah, throw out the underwear after. Yeah. Dude, this 53-year-old woman is talking about how every day someone asks her, how do you wipe? How do you fucking wipe? It's like the paparazzi when she walks out of her house.
How do you shit?
How do you wipe? How do you shit? Like, dude, maybe like it makes me sad to see this.
Yeah.
It makes me
every day she gets asked.
How do you shit? Mr. President, how do you shit? How do you wipe? With the shit stick. And so here she is to answer it for everybody on social media, 53 years old.
You can't just buy a bidet for $100.
That's what I thought. I thought there would be a whole hands-free optimized thing. You're telling me 53 years, you're not taking tips and it's shit stick with shimmy?
If you did bidet plus the shit stick with the squirm, I think you'd have a pretty high success rate.
I think I hate to be rude. This person obviously is living a very different life. I think this video is implicitly admitting that she has shit that she can't fully get all the time.
I think so too.
So I don't know.
And we're not being mean, but she gets asked this every day.
She gets asked it every day, and she has a shit stick and fully acts it out for us on social media. You shouldn't be doing this on social media.
That's the mistake.
I don't know. It makes me sad. It makes me frustrated that someone did this and said, hey, I'm going to tell the whole world exactly how I shit. So,
and that shit stick is disgusting.
Oh. You think that shit stick's clean?
No. All right, let's go move on. We have to kind of go faster through the last parts of cringe.
All right.
The old men on Hinge. There's a thing where these old guys are on Hinge, and there's like a little voice thing where you can, it's a prompt where you can answer a question with your voice. And these are what people over the age of 60 to 100 are doing on Hinge.
Fish tacos.
I hope that you're having a G date. G stands for good. Why should you date me?
I love to please my partner in every way possible.
Hi, my name's Buck, and you know what I like to do.
So that's what these guys are up to on Hinge.
What's worse, Buck who likes to fuck or the shit stick?
I think they're both just horrible.
I know. This is why we have this section. If your parents are acting like this on the internet, guys, intervene.
I am so grateful that I had like really nice, normal, modest parents.
I know.
Where I never saw them like drunk or doing like inappropriate sexual stuff out or like saying anything like out of line to my friends.
Yeah.
Just everything was real professional how I grew up.
Yeah, and these Hinge ones, I feel a little bad because some girl just did this and screen recorded them and exposed them. So, like, this is less putting it out there.
Our next guy, he's putting it out there.
And this guy we covered on Bonus Land with a different section of boomer-type adults. Not boomer, but older adults acting out on social media. We had Lil Jason Aldean. That was in Bonus Land. But look at this guy. This guy's got, like, daughters and stuff.
And it says, when she says she's dying to see me.
And I got to put the music all the way down because it's copywritten. But imagine some corny song.
And then he comes up to the camera and starts like biting his shirt. You're someone's father.
Your daughter could find this.
And even if you had a girlfriend and then you sent that to her, okay, that's not so bad.
Still crosses the line.
Still crosses the line. You put that on TikTok.
TikTok and Instagram Reels, and you're just...
It gets millions of views.
It gets shared 100,000 times because people go, look at this.
So
it's not because they relate or the content's good.
Yeah.
Say, look at this fully grown 40-plus bordering 50-year-old man.
Basically a pet. And it's weird because that shame thing that he should have, he doesn't have.
It's off. The governor's off.
And he knows that people are making fun of him, but the likes and the squirts he gets from the likes.
It overrides.
And it's like, yeah, I might be getting made fun of, but 1 million views, man. That feels fucking
Shit.
good.
You never got 1 million views.
That feels good.
Yeah.
So that's the end of cringe. That was a solid cringe.
Atypical cringe, but which is nice. I like to switch it up. So if you see something, say something for these old people who are acting a fool on social media. Let the pigs, if you're a hippo black woman, join this group. That's fine. Get with them. Just the old people need to stop.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let's move on to Urban Decay. There is a guy who is a child predator on the sex registry. He was arrested, who is setting up shop outside of a school in a tent, and he's offering free fentanyl to kids.
Here's the video, and I think we may have had an update recently. Like, he did finally get moved.
Yeah.
But we'll play it out first.
Been in San Francisco, basically homeless for 26 years.
46-year-old Adam Moore tells me he has lived on the sidewalk across the street from Stella Maris Academy for more than 2 years, and that his sign offering free fentanyl for new users is no joke. Moore says he's just passing on the drugs that other people give him in exchange for blankets and supplies he provides.
They feel bad if they don't reciprocate, so they bring me trash that they've scavenged, things that they think are valuable. Or they give me some of the drugs that they have, which I don't do.
You're exposing grade school kids to this.
Mm-hmm.
This is not right. You know that.
No, it's shallow.
The kids come out of the school and they see this?
Yeah, I only live by 2 rules. Be kind to others and make it look easy for children.
The Richmond District Police Captain told me they recently tried an undercover sting on Moore, but he didn't have any drugs at the time. However, it's his past that's led to some concerns. Moore is on the Megan's Law website for lewd and lascivious acts with a child under the age of 14.
I was innocent.
He goes on to claim he's innocent.
Yeah.
It's over. We've seen all we needed to see, right?
Yeah, so the progressives would rather have a homeless pedo giving fentanyl to their kids outside of a school than just admit that their ideas and their police policy is stupid and doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm realizing. And you're outside of a school, and the tweet or the article, it said, cops can't do anything about it.
Yeah. And if that's true, if cops can't do anything about it, the sex offender in a tent outside of a school, like, the cops tried an undercover sting and he didn't have any drugs on him at the time. Okay, let's leave that out and just do sex offender outside of a school.
Yeah.
If you can't do anything about that, we are in a failed state.
Yeah.
That's it. And we need to redo the whole thing, right?
Yeah. We're deep in a failed state. This guy is advertising it. He's on the sexual predator registry list for children, and cops can't do anything about it. But we need to.
The cops have no tools at their disposal.
We can't do anything, but we also need to get really involved in Israel and Hamas and what's going on over there.
Yeah,
we need to send it. Country, cops can't do anything about it. And there's a guy who's a pedo trying to give fentanyl to kids outside of a school, but cops can't do anything about it.
Yeah,
but we need to get involved in the Middle East, make sure things are okay over there.
Yeah, we need a warship in the Mediterranean now. John McCain.
It makes you wonder, what would Tony Soprano do?
He would he would pistol whip him and stomp his teeth out like he did to Coco after he told Meadow Soprano she had cream on her lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what he would do.
You do it again, and you're dead.
And Butchie's there saying, don't do it. But Tony does it anyway, because that's the kind of guy he is. Yeah. And then this guy, so part of the update that I just recently saw, a parent punched him, apparently. So once the story got out, a parent came and Tony Soprano'd him. But I think they're still working on getting this guy out.
Yeah, and if a parent punches him, I'm sure that's the guy who gets arrested.
Parent gets arrested,
You can't do anything. And that's why they crack down on groups that do stuff, like the Proud Boys, for example. They go so hard on them. Mm-hmm. It's because that's kind of who would go clean this type of thing up.
Yeah.
But they don't want that, and all the other weak men are watching pornography and aren't able to actively participate in society.
Yeah, they're shouting at the TV because the Broncos didn't hit the over.
Yeah.
So
exactly. All right, let's move on. Mom tries to teach the kids that cops are bad.
Yeah, well, I kind of agree with her. If the cops can't get the child predator out, maybe I'm switching to her side.
Cops don't do anything.
To my white moms. All right, how are we talking police to our children? Yeah, my daughter yesterday showed up with a little sticker that looked like a police badge. Apparently the police just showed up at her daycare. They ran their lights. They're like, whoop, whoop, we're here. And they were passing out badge stickers like they were candy. My daughter got to hold a walkie-talkie. She came home. She said, Mom, I'm a junior ranger. I need a police car. I was like, what the? Okay. We all know that my child's experience with the police is going to be vastly different than children that don't look like her. We all know this, okay? And I need to make sure I crush the idolization of police in her.
Yeah.
We're done with her, right?
Yeah. And she's asking TikTok for advice.
Yeah.
Problem number one.
Hey, maybe that trans guy who was talking about Halloween earlier, he can help you out.
He has a view on policing and the right way to talk about not be a bootlicker.
Yeah, and he knows how to groom kids, right? So let's put you two together and you guys will be, oh, wait, you'll just be San Francisco.
Yeah.
So then then you'll have pedophiles outside and the cops can't do anything. You see where the cycle goes? Yeah. You see how slippery it gets?
Yeah, exactly. And there is like this thing where you have to get to the kids early to teach them.
Yeah.
Because if they get older and understand stuff and have common sense, this is like a stupid idea that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So you have to like teach them early so they have like this preconceived notion for the rest of their life that like cops are bad. I just know because I was told when I was a kid. And it's like you have like this thing where you paint with these broad strokes.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a generalization. Oh, cops are so bad. They're going to kill you. They don't look out for society. They're evil. And then so those are the bad guys. And then the bad guys who are doing crime, those are the good guys.
Yeah.
They're misunderstood. They're only getting arrested because they're black or cops are racist. So you have like this whole inversion thing happening where you're the mother of a child. And instead of teaching the kids good lessons and normal smart stuff, you teach them the opposite of how the world works. Probably because you hate your husband and you think you're smart leading the family and you hate your husband.
And it's all boils down to you didn't see the video where George Floyd put the fentanyl in his mouth right before 2020 ramped up. And so now you have to, dissuade the police outreach program that like literally makes the community stronger. And, your kid gets lost in a mall. Oh, like, who does she see? She looks and she's a cop. And she goes, no, Mommy taught me the police officer was bad. She looks and sees a black man and goes, Mommy's always talking about how good black people are and they're always innocent. And like little kid who's lost runs into the arms of a black guy and
instead of a cop.
And then it's whatever happens there is, as we say, a coin flip.
Hopefully it's a nice guy.
Yeah. The odds are decent, you know. They're not totally bad, but.
Yeah. And here's this next clip is what a world without cops looks like for students. Because all these kids are getting jumped after school.
The walk home from Ballard High School has become a high-stakes gamble ever since a group of armed robbers started going after students.
I know they've jumped a few people.
I was waiting on my friends to get in the car, and I get a call from my buddy saying, we just got mugged around the corner from you.
Henry Howesy says he raced from his car to where his friend was at, ready to jump in to help.
I run up to them, they're fine, they just got things stolen. Usually they get beat up pretty good, but they got lucky and they didn't get hurt.
Police say as many as 6 people wearing ski masks or hoodies have committed a series of sometimes violent street robberies in recent weeks. One student is so concerned she asks us not to show her face.
Today I can probably name 5 or 6 people I know from Ballard who have actually encountered them. I feel pretty scared. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy that this is happening so close to school, especially that it's with real guns.
Yeah, and then the Ballard High School had a sign out front that said it's Hispanic Heritage Month. Oh, great. What about us getting robbed on the way home every day? I've lost 3 laptops this year.
At least 5 students. And then that's another part of this societal woes. And just obviously we're in the urban decay section. But you're going to see it more and more where it's like, that kid just came from a school. I know that kid has no weapons. So they're doing just targeting the softest, most vulnerable, or people who are a guarantee to be vulnerable or not have a gun or not have anything. So it's elderly, an Asian woman who just left the ATM, high school students walking from class, and how much money could a high school student have?
Yeah, nothing.
What was the max money you ever had? $80 tops?
20.
That's what I'm saying. Lunch money that you spend that day.
Multiple days.
So it's what's the yield? What's the yield for these high school students? But I mean, it's a guaranteed soft target, right?
Soft targets is the key.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We have to not rush, but we have to get through. Let's quickly show that LGBT person trying to kick the cop's knee and then what happens to them.
Yeah, this should be an uplifting, but
that's what you get.
Hey, it's called instant karma, instant comeuppance. I like to see it, right?
It's called that's what you get. All right, let's go to the fake police home invasion.
Okay, this is a good one because we're going to give you actual tips here that you can use in your real life, right?
Yeah.
Washington homeowner fires at 3 masked men who kicked in door claiming to be Seattle police. Now, listen very closely to the Seattle police calls.
Seattle police!
Sends him running.
Feels good.
The giveaway.
Go ahead.
Seattle police.
Seattle police. Dun, dun. Like, and not knocking in the door immediately.
If you hear that, that's not enough anymore for me to assume it's the cops. I need to hear something very clear.
A baritone white guy voice that says, Pasco County Sheriff's Office, open up. This is a search warrant. Yeah. Like a clean phrase.
Yeah, exactly. We the police.
Yeah. Just the police.
We the police.
Yeah. Yeah. If you hear, it's the police. We coming in.
Florida police.
Like improper grammar. You could just spray the door, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
we the police.
Yeah.
Open up.
This reminded me a lot of that one viral video that we showed that was security.
People trying to catch their flight.
You got some people come to gate C-17. You got some people trying to catch their flight.
Security.
So, hey, guys, it's got to be pronounced. You got to know what your local police departments are.
Mm-hmm.
What county you're in. Cook County Sheriff's Office, open up. Executing a search warrant, the voice needs to sound like the guy has a mustache.
Yeah.
All right? So keep those tips. And if it sounds a little hood, you go, this is not real advice, because if you go and say, Richard Rapway told me, then, you're on your own in court.
All right, last 2 clips. The walkout on the bill.
All right, which ones are we going to? Homeless porta potties and walk out on the bill? Because I want to say this new type of crime, too.
Right,
this will take 2 seconds.
Let's do a new type of crime.
Whenever it's urban decay, we always try, let's take a second.
Let's slow down.
We can speed through uplifting gold instead, right?
We already got everyone watching. You guys are in it for the long haul. Let's take a breath. Let's calm down.
Everyone's tucked in. They're watching the show.
Might be a longer episode today.
All right, so this was a tweet from Bowtied Olive, which I don't know. Who are these bow-tied people? I see a lot of people with bow ties.
It's like a network of influencers.
Okay. I kind of like them. I like some of them individually.
Yeah, they have good tips.
I don't know the thing. So this is where I got this crime story from. We always like to show new crimes or new hustles because the tip of the spear changes quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this said, heard the craziest story a few weeks ago. A friend's neighbor had his grill stolen. A few days later, 2 parents came to the house with the grill. They said they found their son with it and made him tell them where he stole it from. They apologized profusely and offered him Cubs tickets as a gift for the game that weekend. He took the tickets and went to the game with his girlfriend. They got home and their entire place was robbed. Be careful out there.
Yeah.
So some people, hey, there are some smart criminals out there. And they take the time. They do a 1-2. It's called a 1-2.
That's smart. And they get the grill back, too.
Yeah, they get the grill when it's all said and done. So it looks like they're giving it back, but really they're cleaning out. So head on a swivel out there.
Head on a swivel. Be aware of scams. Honestly, that's more impressive than just busting down the door with a gun and saying, police open up.
Of course. That's a social engineering.
That's smart.
Yeah, I know.
Those people got logic. All right, Seattle porta potties. They have some porta potties set up for homeless people to use the bathroom, and here's what they do with them. This is who society is prioritizing.
Yeah, this is who all the money goes to.
And this is how they treat the resources they get. Let's take a look. Door number 1.
Knock to make sure nobody's there.
See if this one's any better.
Trash, shit, piss pile, rabies.
Someone wrote on shit with shit on the wall.
Hepatitis.
He touched the handle. He knocks on
the door again.
Is anyone in here? Oh, no, it's
human shit.
Human shit everywhere. Worst thing of all time. That's Seattle, too. So Seattle, we had...
I thought that was Portland. Was it not Portland?
I think that's Seattle.
It's one of those West Coast cities. They're interchangeable at this point. San Fran, Portland, Seattle.
But the Seattle kids were the ones that got robbed after school.
Yeah.
The Seattle police is what he said?
Yeah, that was Washington.
And then you have this. So Seattle is just a fucking mess.
Yeah, it's getting greasy out there, guys.
All right, last 2 clips. The people walked out on the bill. 20 people at a restaurant walked out on the bill. And we're going to do some math and tell you what they walked out on.
Out of a group of 20, 18 were dine and dashers, folks. Get a load of this. This is the Crazy Cajun restaurant on 290 in Hollister. According to the people I spoke to that sent this video in, the folks here that you guys see were not happy with that gratuity fee. They did not want to pay that. So what they did was walk out. Only 2 tabs were paid for. This is sad. Wait a minute. Did she just say she was going to pew-pew someone? Oh, Lord.
Get into a Range Rover.
She just threatened to pew-pew someone over a Dine and Dash tab. Can we get a come on down?
Interesting. So that was after a funeral in Texas.
Okay.
And they were mad because of the 20% the 20% gratuity was included because there was a party of 20.
Pretty much every single restaurant on earth has parties of 6 or more. 20% gratuity will be added.
Yeah.
Pretty much everywhere.
So the bill was $542, which divided by 20 is $27 per person, and that includes tip.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you got rid of the 20% gratuity, which was $84, and divided that by 4, it would only be $22 per person.
So we're talking about a $4 tip per person.
We're
that
talking
caused
about less than $5, and then that caused that woman to threaten to shoot the person with the gun.
Yeah. So, I mean, the lesson here would be never underestimate a black person's desire to tip 5%. Yeah. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're allergic to tipping 20%.
I know, as evidenced by here. And you know what's funny is we're very anti-tipping culture. Flipping an iPad, fuck you. You know, Cernovich actually has a different take. Like, whatever, it's hard out here. But I'm
more on that wave. I tip everybody. And
I have to stand up against it because I know what life used to be like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the people who lived through it, they have to make the stand. Gen Z, who's just grew up now, they can eat it. I'm the guy who used to just get a Chipotle burrito and nobody would flip it. Actually, Chipotle doesn't, so that's a bad example. But anyway, I digress. 20% added to a party of 20 is like the one time. A party of 20 is insanely bad for a waiter.
Yeah, it's busy.
That's the worst. So that's like the one time it's cool. And these people, it was an end-all be-all for $4 and change.
The difference
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, $27 per person or $22 per person, and then that makes you $5 makes you walk out and then threaten to shoot someone with a gun.
If it was $22, everyone would have paid.
Yep.
And the tip would have been this. It would have been fucking zero. But, you know, they still would have paid. And in this case, the restaurant and the server lost instead of just the server losing, which is what this group of 20 wanted to do.
And it was after a funeral, and it's probably what the dead person would have wanted.
It's like kids. That's like kids. Nobody's an adult there.
Mm-hmm.
So sad to see.
And the people that stayed back.
Yeah,
that's what we would do.
Of course, I might get guilted into paying the whole tab. I might pay the whole tab and track down every single fucking person there and say, "Are you really that much of a scumbag that you can't pay $5?"
So shout out to the people that stayed.
Yeah. I'm not rewarding them. Honestly, that whole party, I guarantee everybody, it's a group of people I would never personally want to hang out with in my life.
Yeah, me too. All right, last clip of Urban Decay is the Target altercation. This is just a quick clip to remind you guys about the battle cry. Whenever you see a fight happening with, most of the time it's black people.
Yeah, well, but I actually have an addendum after this clip. So.
Okay, let it rip.
I'm not leaving out of shit. 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 Nigga, make me, nigga. Make me, nigga. Make me.
So he should know he's about to strike. See?
Oh, hell no.
So
the security guard did it at the exact right time.
Yeah.
7th holler, the 7th repeat.
It's going to escalate. You hear the repeating over and over, you know it's about to pop off. And then the worker did a good job too, told people to get back.
Yeah, I like how they handled this guy.
Yeah, that was the right way to handle it.
So the other thing, I know how you said it was mostly black people who do that repeating phrase before a punch. Allahu Akbar.
Oh, yeah.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. They're working up into a frenzy too. So that's the same kind of principle.
That is the same principle.
But they do less random violence and swinging. Mm-hmm. So it's more organized and like getting ready.
But there is the giveaway before the violence happens.
Allahu Akbar.
And it's like those who are smart will hear it and then get away.
Say, oh, that's the 4th Allahu Akbar. I'm out of here.
And then everyone else goes, oh, I'm not going to jump to any conclusions and assume that someone's going to.
Then the suicide vest goes.
And then, and then that's like survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
You have to collect data, analyze data constantly, and then like adjust behavior.
Yeah.
All right. Uplifting goal. Don't get too down. Don't get too depressed.
I think that security guard was a show watcher. He heard that 7th repeat and goes, all right.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
All right. First down.
Oh, yeah. Uplifting gold, guys.
5-yard penalty, still first down. Defense, number 6, 15-yard penalty, the result, first down. Face mask, defense. That penalty be assessed on the kickoff. The extra point is good. Still first down. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
That's
Result of the
Pittsburgh.
play will be a
That's,
first down.
That's the Don Yinzers. That's the accent. And they're not making guys like this anymore.
That's what the point of this is those people are few and far between at this point, and they're dying out slowly. So if you know anyone in your life who's kind of a character like that, really enjoy it.
Brutal Boston, brutal Chicago accent.
That's all going away.
It's over. I think TikTok kids, they're not doing it anymore. And the only ones who are doing it as parody.
Yeah.
They're doing a bit. But this guy's a real fucking character guy.
He's a real American. Something pops off, that guy's going to do the right thing.
Guarantee this guy has steel workers in his family.
He's got a gun that he legally owns. He cleans all the time. He goes and shoots at the range.
Just a 38, just a little 38 caliber. Just keep me and my family safe, you know?
And all the TikTok kids, they don't have those accents anymore because their accents come from TikTok.
Yeah, they get Riz and they
get Riz and
get
lit.
rizzed up.
And they get rizzed up, and that's lit.
And then you know what happens to Riz? It gets thrown out in 2 years.
And then
something else replace it. And then eventually you age out and you stop paying attention to the new words.
And you keep Riz or whatever you left off as.
Whatever you graduated with, that you still use it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, cherish these type of guys in your life. The thick Boston accent. You're never going to see them as thick as this again.
That's so true. All right, let's go to the security guards laying someone out at the football game. This is our second one of these. Dead.
Absolute hit stick. And this guy is the more important one.
He gets over him.
Blue guy gets in his face like, that's what you get. So it's adversarial now. It's not just doing your job. It's like, boom.
It's an opportunity for these security guards to
go viral.
Have
a moment on TikTok.
So I think when you're going to see more and more, it's not going to be, hey, let's just catch this guy and restrain him. You're going to see more characters taking the opportunity.
Lay him down.
Lay someone out.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to the Zelensky tattoo.
Biggest mistake of his life. The high detailed HD Zelensky forearm tattoo.
Yeah. So this is uplifting because at least we're not the dumbest people out there. At least there's at least one person more retarded than all of us, every show watcher, everyone in this room.
Yeah.
At least there's a bigger, dumber fucking moron out there than us.
Feels good.
Feels really good.
Sometimes you got to compare uplifting gold by proxy. You need to know you're better than someone.
Exactly.
And we're all better than that stupid Zelensky tattoo guy. You know what's funny too? Like $2,300.
Yeah.
Some high detailed multiple 8-hour tattoo session. Paid a lot for that.
Same goes for Pete Davidson, who had the Hillary Clinton tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
No matter who he dates or all the hot girlfriends, still a fucking idiot.
He thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, which is bad. All right, uplifting gold. We have two things left. Billy Joel. Billy Joel had a street named after him in Oyster Bay, Long Island. That's where he's from. That's where he lives. Billy Joel is a huge Long Island guy. I'm a Long Island guy.
Yeah.
Town known as Oyster Bay, Long Island. Yep.
Is that right?
Tale of Billy. Is it the Ballad of Billy the Kid?
Yeah.
Yep. So
I sail my down Easter Alexa.
The Block Island Sound.
Billy Joel, he likes him.
Love
that's uplifting
Billy Joel,
for him.
Americana, and he gets a street named after him.
Nice to honor someone while they're alive instead of like, oh shit, Billy Joel died. Now we got to name a street. Give him his accolades now.
Yeah,
let the old guy collect.
Yeah, and he's a real legend.
And he's got what, like a 40-year younger wife now at this point? He's the kind of guy who's still making kids.
He's got like 2 young kids, and he's married to Christy Brinkley, I think.
Or used to be or something.
And then I think his kids look exactly like him. Instead of
Christy Brinkley, Billy Joel, and you get a Billy Joel out of it. That's okay.
That's okay.
Maybe they're talented.
They're maybe talented. Yeah. But we love Billy Joel. He's one of those guys that doesn't have a bad song. He's like, he wrote his own stuff. He has a unique sound, and it's all hits. And I know every word to every Billy Joel song.
And it's pure Americana as well. Yeah. Allentown. They're sitting there in Allentown where they're shutting all the factories down.
Yeah.
So that kind of dovetails in with that.
It's all about, exactly.
All right.
So Billy Joel's Americana. All right, last guy is a person with a very entertaining talent. He's a new PET or pet of mine. He knows all about science and stuff. We showed him in Bonus Land last week because he made, what was it called?
A magnifier something. But so here, Fleccas likes this guy. I'm convinced he's just pretending and has basically virtually no science knowledge.
No, he has science knowledge.
Are you sure? I've only seen a couple clips.
I watched a video of him replace a gasket on like a 1929 Ford, and he knew everything about it.
That's not that hard.
So he's smart. He's smart, and he made like a magnetic optimizer or something.
Okay.
And he's like a really smart history guy too.
Okay.
And he's my favorite person at the moment.
Okay, today I'm going to be doing the Charleston at Ritual Laboratorium and Soda Fountain of Youth, which the address of this place is 221 South Main Street, Jacksonville, Texas, 75766. I recommend y'all come and see it. It's really cool.
So this is the Charleston.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he has it in him.
Oh, my God. And just as soon as we were saying that accents go away on Gen Z, this guy comes in with the most insane accent I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, yo. Yeah, accent.
Whatever it is.
Isn't that nice that someone's keeping the culture and the history alive, and he likes stuff and he cares about stuff that's old, and he like is proud of his heritage, and he's proud to be an American. He knows all these weird facts that are like no one his age knows. Everyone doesn't know anything. He knows how to fix a car.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on this guy, though. I need to see his whole body of work before
He's very good.
All right.
Well, that's the end of the episode. Another Fleccas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. FleccasTalks.com for Bonus Land, which is dropping right now. 30-minute bonus episode where we have a lot of fun topics. FleccasMerch.com for the best merch in the game. Best episode?
No, it was a good episode. I don't do bests.
Not our best, but we made a promise that it was going to be a good one, and it felt a lot better than last week. I'll tell you that much.
It was a good episode.
Felt a lot better than last week. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you in Bonus Land. And if you don't go to Bonus Land, that's fine. But then there will be a day where I'll go, hey guys, it's the last episode of the show. Not enough people join Bonus Land. This isn't a viable business anymore. So we have to stop. But hope you had fun with the 120-something episodes I gave you, because that's what's going to happen.
All right.
We're all going to be dead if you don't join Bonus Land.
Yep. I'm signing you up for the Israeli military if you don't.
Your kids are going to be trans if you don't. Yep. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in Bonus Land.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you got to get all the way to the back. I have been known to have some Klingons. You gotta...